Let's see what's up with Abelard. If he's still alive or no longer. Oh boy, lots of accelerators. I wonder if we have to fight some of them off. No. Your Lordship, hailing the ship surrounding the Hermeticus wreck lead to receiving the following transmission. We are the Cognizance fleet. We praise thee, Sorry. We are the Cognizance fleet. We praise the Messiah of discontinuing. We remain in prayer. We remain on standby. Let the cycle be discontinued. The Omniscient knows all, comprehends all. We are the Cognizance fleet. We praise the Messiah of discontinuing. Weird. So they're just there, hailing Abelard? Pasqal, Pasqal, it looks like gathering of believers in discontinuing the cycle. Confirmed. The number of adherents of discontinuing the cycle does not correspond with the earlier prognosis. The willingness to declare one's commitment to the teaching of Bless Abelard is anomalous. This unit is intrigued. True. It kind of seems to be spreading. I wonder if it's like a virus or really just belief. Patch in one of the captains. It will be done, your lordship. Request denied. We are receiving only the message voiced earlier. So, is there anything unusual about these ships? Yes, your lordship. We're picking up traces of recent combat on many of the vessels. Numerous traces. Are they maybe protecting the Messiah of discontinuing? Demolition succeeded. Based on initial radiation background assessment, it appears that an Adeptus Mechanicus weapon has been used against them. I hypothesize that the schism between the Cognizance fleet has reached a climax, when tech comrades raised arms against one another. It is with sorrow that I register this information in the archive. Request a landing aboard the vessel. Even though I don't think they will agree to that. We have received a standard denial of request message, your lordship. What outrageous impudence. Let us leave them alone. As you wish, your lordship. So I guess we're going to go aboard the Ark. I just hope they won't attack us. Your lordship, according to the ship's registry, we're looking at the Ark Mechanicus Hermetico. We picked up a vox signal coming from her. Permission granted. May the Messiah of discontinuing reveal the way to a safe docking gate. Perception succeeded. The raspy voice of the person who recorded the message is vaguely familiar to you, but you cannot put your finger on it. Requesting the right to participate in the first boarding party, evaluating shuttle docking options. So, is there a safe docking spot? Not at the moment, your lordship. The damage to the hull makes observations difficult and the surviving vacuum locks are sealed shut. But I mean, there was something about the Messiah of discontinuing is going to show us the way. So there has to be a way, right? I hypothesize that the proper vacuum lock may be opened using personal access code. Justification, a message from the Ark Mechanicus. Maybe also because they all have the same identifier, maybe the identifier is part of going in there? What do we know about this ship? Each Ark is the sanctuary of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Every such ship is a relic. They are incredibly ancient and were made to search for the sacred standard template construct patterns. Legends tell of entire forge worlds that were literally disassembled for parts to make such vessels. Must be huge. In any case, she's a ruin of her former glory. We observe numerous traces of internal decompression, not a single sign of aggression carried out from the outside. For what it's worth, some docks look intact, at least from the outside. We're also picking up a strange radiation emanating from the hull. We believe the ship has been in the processional of the damned for a long time. It doesn't really sound like something you want to board. Assemble the boarding crew. It will be done, your lordship. And of course we're taking Pasqal with us. Off we go. Ark Mechanicus Hermetico. Very curious what's going to await us here. The walls of this early ship feel strangely familiar to me.
I always keep my options open.
The cockpit screen glows faintly. You take a closer look and realize it has been gutted. Its innards replaced with candles that cast glints on the black plexiglass.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
I want to take those loots, but I can't. This vessel is furnished throughout with extraordinarily ancient and sacred mechanisms. The great temple it used to be. So many tech priests, but not moving at all. Like completely frozen. Except this one here. Tech tribeswoman. Are they a tribe? The tribesmen avoid your gaze. It makes a strange gesture, probably some kind of ritual, as you approach. The noble warriors' armor and dogmatics aren't damaged, and yet they are dead. What killed them? They... Oh... Abel... Wasn't he on our ship like all this time? Why are you here now? Did he come with us? Who's this one? Quiet and mysterious as always, Abel humans the manner as a mixture of cautiousness and curiosity as he inspects the ship's ruined interior. When you approach him, he acknowledges you by saying softly, "Their footsteps were heard here." My tech comrade insisted on taking part in this excursion. Okay, that makes way more sense. This is as much of a priority mission for him as it is for me. We are both expecting to meet our mentor, Armonard. So, do you understand what is going on here, Abel? Abel averts his eyes in embarrassment and says, almost shyly, "A hunt. The hunter is coming." The hunter for Armonard? The hunter. The maimed hunter. Pasqal places a mechanized claw on Abel's shoulder, demanding an answer. Abel nods. The maimed hunter. That persona cured and the data I decrypted. Unfortunately, the sum total of information on it's very near zero. Abel, why did you decide to come with us? The cycle is on the verge of being discontinued. Doubt has opened its maw wide, bidding us enter. What are you up to, Abel? Why are there so many dead people, like just frozen? Is it also tech blight? There's a chief, you can probably talk with him. The lean, hunchbacked man studies you with his piercing gaze. One of his eyes looks you up and down. The other has been replaced by a bulky automatic, ancient and adorned with gold, but is deactivated for some reason. He states in a dry voice, he probably also has a Vox, right? The ghosts of nothingness have entered the deck of the Ekkan tribe. Why are there tribes? I greet your tribe. We come in peace. The man shrugs indifferently. His voice is tinged with sympathy. It does not matter. You are ghosts. First, Edward takes a closer look at the man. The middle-aged man carries a potentia coil on his shoulders, after the manner of tech priest. It is held in place by straps and is not connected to anything. Its weight has given him a hunchback. One of his arms has been replaced by an exquisite tech scribe automatic, but the quills and styli are incredibly dull, as though they have been scraped against bare rock, and the limb servo motor is dormant. What is going on here? The side of the mangled automatic elicits a pained grimace from Pasqal. I'm registering evidence of precious true flesh being operated in unacceptable conditions. The markings indicate that the sacred metal was fashioned many centuries ago on blessed Mars. Putting it to such crude and careless a use is an insult to the Omnissiah. And still no reaction. So, who are you? The undertakers of the world that expired in the great discontinuing of the cycle. What is discontinuing the cycle? Do they just want to destroy, like, the Adeptus Mechanicus? Someone is holding an eternal requiem for the universe. Fascinated by the answer, Pasqal says quietly, "Let the cycle be discontinued." Like, what do you even know about that? What does that mean, Pasqal? Why do you say that? A wan, condescending smile graced the man's lips. It was discontinued a long time ago. What kind of cycle? Do you believe the world has perished? The statement is true. The world ceased to exist a very long time ago. It turned to nothingness, to ashes. All that's left are the ruins, the last shard of the universe, its center path. Are they crazy? So, what do you think destroyed the universe? And that's also why we're ghosts. We come from nothing. We have to be dead. They believe, for whatever reason, that only they are everything remaining from the universe. The unthinkable was wrought. The cycle was discontinued. So, discontinuing the cycle, the end of existence? This president's mind is full of most unenlightened superstition. Why does this unit seemingly know less than some primitive barbarian? Is that good or bad? Neither. It just happened. But it was a grievous event, and we grieve. So, is that why you call us ghosts? Yes. There's only nothingness outside the ship. Sometimes it spit out ghosts born out of world's ashes, and they wander in. The sight of you saddens us, for we mourn you. Alas, there's nothing we can do to help you, since you do not exist. I think that's also not how ghosts work, but hey. The man sighs and makes a sign with his hand that is vaguely reminiscent of a tech priest gesture to ward off evil. Pasqal, what do you make of these people? Hypothesis. This primitive community is made up of descendants of low-ranking technomads who once served this deck. The name Akan derives from category Ak-Gen. Ak stood for the Acolytes category, which serviced the main decks. Gen referred to service staff who were assigned general, as opposed to specialized maintenance duties. The man looks at you and Pasqal with indifference. He doesn't seem to have understood a single word. He probably also just doesn't care, right? How do you survive here and what do you do? We hold a vigil for all existence, and the spirits of the mechanisms give us water, food, and nutrient mix. We thank them for that with rites of machine serving and maintenance. So commands the great entity. Who or what is the great entity? Where's Armanat? I am registering multiple deviations from the catechism of maintenance and operation and the actions of these units. Hypothesis. The breaches of sacred instruction do not stem from a malicious lapse into heresy. They are a consequence of the rite having been lost to memory. A grave heresy, but not as profane. The voice from the Vox is full of sorrow and reproach. But then what happened here? How long were they left alone to forget rites? Or were their memories just wiped? Say, who or what is the great entity? The supreme deity, the spirit of wisdom and revelations. It bears the name Marnat. It's just awfully close to Armanat. The name grabs Pasqal's attention. He says sternly, I'm registering a meaningful linguistic pattern, requesting all available information on Marnat. Marnat is a divine being of great wisdom. It was this great wisdom that discontinued the cycle, and all who had partaken of it lapsed into nothingness. We never partook of the wisdom, which is why we exist. And I have nothing to tell you about it, Ghost. Did Armanat just kill the ship, basically, with a tech blight? Was that discontinuing the cycle? Huh. You know, you talk to us, your kinfolk do not. Why? I'm the Fabricator General. My shoulders bear the sacred burden of leadership. The man shifts his shoulders, bent under the potential coil resting upon them. The others fear you, as ghosts can carry the living away into nothingness, but I am protected by Marnot's grace. Pasqal's roar was like the blaring alarm of an extractor. Fabricator General, I'm registering heresy. The man listens to the priest's outburst without flinching. The universe must have a Fabricator General, the supreme priest of the Omnissiah. There's none other to hold that title, therefore it is mine. This is so weird. Have you seen, anything unusual lately? Except from us? The echo of an old crime was heard beneath the arcing vaults of our home. The trapman nods at you gloomily. A ghost of nothingness walked among us, of like appearance to you, but without a face. He spoke words that must not be spoken, and then penetrated the chamber of the observers. And our abode was shaken by the wrath of the gods for days, and we felt as though we were drifting through the nothingness. Ghost of nothingness, like you, but without a face. What? Pasqal lowers his head and says quietly, that is him, my mentor, Armonard. He doesn't have a face? Maybe because the tech priests have so many augmatics, they considered no face? So, what did he look like? His brow bore the mark of sorrow and past misdeeds, and his voice was like seeping sand. Was he alone? No, other ghosts walked with him, but he alone had a mind and a will. The others did his bidding. So I guess maybe more servitors? Hi Hila, nice to see you, how are you? I'm fine, had a nice weekend, lots of free time, cause of holidays here. And as I know, also holidays in Denmark, so yeah, how are you spending the free days? What is the chamber of the observers? An abode of deities and mighty spirits secluded from mortals. The man points toward the entrance to the lift shaft. Down this great tube they used to descend to the mortals, now they have all retired to the House of Observers, the calm and keen-sighted, there to remember and mourn the world that once was. The unit has given us a distorted description of the observatorium, the bay that housed the Hermeticus bridge. There, under a grand dome of glasscrete, the wisest hierarchs of the Adeptus Mechanicus would spend time in reflection and strive to discern the Omnissiah's guiding signs in the glitter of the stars. So, we need to get there. Pasqal hesitates, then adds worldly. Correction, this data is hypothesis. An archive search yielded no confirmation for this data. My possession of it is an anomalous cognitive fluctuation. It really sounds like this whole let the cycle be discontinued is a virus, right? Huh. Sounds super great. Also blessed with all of the holidays. Nice. Any cool plans you had, or still have for this weekend? I want to get in there. Abandon this thought. Your kind cannot go there. The Great Tube was made for the travels of gods, not mortals. Only one who has the blessing of Pref, the Great Spirit who rules this deck, may approach the Great Tube. But even such a... How many quests are plopping up? But even such a one will have tried in vain, for the Great Tube's spirits have sealed its gate, and will only open to those who know the divine word. And the Rust Wraiths ensure that humans do not steal the word. They make short word of any thief. Rust Wraiths? Like defending servitors? Who is the Spirit Pref? So many words and questions. The master of the stack, the second most important god after Marnard. Mortals cruelly betrayed his trust once, and he hasn't talked to them or protected them since. Pref only answers the shaman's invocations, and only occasionally at that. Curious. It is so weird what happened here. The Driveman's profane speculations most likely describe an important machine spirit that remains awake, requesting conversation with the unit identified as the Shaman. Maybe this... I am so confused. Divine words? What divine words? Words command all of existence. The gods rule the universe using words of power. There was a time when mortals too were granted knowledge of them, but their time died along with the world. Hypothesis. The term divine word refers to a command litany, A thorough understanding of the situation about the Hermetico will allow me to select the correct litany and recite it to the mechanisms that are still operational. So, just like a password, I guess? I've been to so many Easter lunches and dinners. Nice. Sounds like probably great food, right? So now I finally had the time to stream tonight, but unfortunately felt a little bit sick. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Get well soon. Hope it gets better soon. But that means I can stay here all evening. Hey, at least that's nice. Happy to welcome you once more. What did you try to stream? What are the rust wraiths? The man points at one of the motionless statues. Ooh. Is something controlling the tech priests? The ancient ones, the servants of the gods. They used to be the gods' great warriors. Now they guard the peace of this universal cemetery and see to it that mortals don't challenge the divine order. The Skitari. Ah, now we meet them. The Deckard. These immortal servants are an elite detachment of the crew blessed with the most ancient and wondrous dogmatic enhancements. They could survive in a sleeping state for centuries even. After a brief pause, a whisper comes from his vox. Their presence here is unusual. Typically, the immortals only leave their storage chapel on special orders from the bridge. And they just seem to be completely paralyzed. Yes. I was going to continue Mass Effect 3 after my BG3 marathon. Nice. How do you like BG3 and how far did you make it? So, how did the faceless ghost get in? He knew the secret. The spell was not of divine origin. Its power surpassed that one of gods. It was born in the mysterious depths of irregularity, and soon after mortal first uttered it, the world was no more. So Armanat came here after whatever happened here? The more I hear, the more I'm confused. Pasqal waves a mechanid right at him in annoyed dismissal and says impatiently, the blessed Armanat can command any mechanism on his ship. The injectional heresy uttered by his unit is unworthy of attention. Or maybe Armanat was also there when Theodora encountered the tech heresy stuff, right? Maybe that befell the ship, Armanat somehow survived, and came back later and tried to restore stuff. Maybe that's the thing? I think it's not the worst theory, right? Your guesses are amazingly spot on, Pasqal. The tech priest is taken aback. He pauses to think. Oh, he can't handle a compliment. Then says with no great confidence, the statement is false. Each of the hypotheses was logically deducted from our present situation. I mean, that doesn't disprove that I say that's spot on. This was confusing for you as well, Alistair. Okay, and then at least I'm not alone. It's also so much information, and I don't know, things don't get clearer. But yeah, very happy to be here. Happy to hear that, healer. So, how's Rogue Trader? It's been amazing. We're very close to the ending, I'd say. Like in the general term of the game, which will start at the beginning of December. And yeah, we slayed quite a lot of great demons and have now an even greater enemy to face. So there's just like one chapter left. And yeah, currently doing a little bit of companion questing. I've been exploring a bit in the Shadowcast area. Nice, cool. Really like that atmosphere and like the horror elements there. Who are you romancing? I see. Good. Don't seek to enter the God's abode, Ghost. It is no place for you. Sure, we're not going to do that. I must take my leave to not enter that. Farewell, Ghost. I hope nothingness summons you back into its embrace soon. Okay. That was not very helpful, to be honest. Couple more questions. The bay was breached from the inside. Traces of scaling suggest the use of a melter charge. Right here. I recognize the pattern of the chant. They are imitating a reactor shutdown vigil. Something simply ordered the spirit of the machine to die.
Is there money to be
It really
made?
gives me major tech heresy, tech blight vibes. The handprints and footprints indicate that the locals I've turned the sacred Anjun tank into something like a ritual font.
Keep
Now
your
we're
wits
better at
about
searching.
A secret door. Oh, you're Romans in Gale? Nice! I love Gale. He's the best. Hope you enjoy the Romans too. And yeah, the Shadow Coast lands are quite dark. Ooh, heavy lifters, plus 30 strength. Neat. And a gas mask, plus 25 to athletics. Yeah. But I guess those heavy lifters we could actually use. I probably can't give them to Ulfar, cause Ulfar big. But we can give him the new... For real? The new epic Aexi God is not nicer? It deals less damage. I mean, it has more armor penetration. But... I don't know. That is kind of sad. Anyway. Yeah, see? Plus 30 strength instead of just plus 10. Neat. Strong Heinrix.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
How do we get inside the observatorium? The corrugated screen glows faintly. You take a closer look and realize it has been gutted. Its inert replaced with candles that cast glints on the black plexiglass. We already looked at that. Not many options to continue. I feel though I'm walking through a crime scene. The ancient servitor seems dead. The infrequent twitching of his head is the only glimmer of life left in him. The numerous dogmatic regalia embedded in the body of the servant of the Omnissiah speak to his high standing and devoutness. Can you activate him, Pasqal? The tech priest carefully touches the servitor's withered body with his mechadendrites. Data spikes slide out of them and sink into the servitor's dogmatics. Pascal's voice sounds thoughtfully and slightly puzzled. I identify this unit as Magos Lodge's Hectodon the 11th. The unit received 7 commendations for advances in astrography recorded in the fleet archive. The unit, he liked watching the stars. He called them beacons left for us by the Omnissiah. Oh. The servitor gives a jolt, raising his head and fixes his dogmatic eyes on you. The large black circles of his visors are cloudy and covered in scratches. A pained moan comes from the speaker on the servant's throat. Unit status operational. Unit identifies itself as no data available. Error, malfunction. The Omnissiah knows. What? Yeah, see, all the technology seems to be weird. Pasqal sighs heavily. He's suffering. This unit is long past its operational life expectancy, but the particularly ancient and sacred true flesh it was awarded for his outstanding service to the fleet is still prolonging its years. You know, we would like to go to the observatorium. Request denied. The rattle in the servitor's voice could be easily mistaken for indignation. Access to the lift system denied. Service is in obscuratoria mode. An obscuratoria is a complete ban on holy ministry within the compound. Any and all sacred maintenance procedures are deferred until after the ban is lifted. An obscuratoria is declared when a temple has been compromised by suspected corruption, before a battle, or in the event of a major critical incident. I mean, I'm sure there was a critical incident. This unit cannot select the appropriate countermanding order without knowing the exact reason obscuratoria was declared. Tech Blight? Do you know him? The statement is false. My archive has no record of any encounters with this unit or any archive requests concerning it. I just know, and I grieve. Pasqal touches the servitor's pale skin covered in inky calligraphy. Why does he know so much and doesn't know why? The tribespeople inscribed his body with a blessed manual of maintenance and repair. Hypothesis: ignorant as to the true purpose of this litany, they perceived it a health-replenishing magic spell. Tech Brother, Hectodon the 11th. This unit identifies itself as Pasqal Newman. Can you hear me? Do you know me? Can you tell me what happened here? A jumble of sounds comes from the servitor speaker, as if a very old man who's outlived his faculty of speech is trying to utter once familiar words now strange to him. Then suddenly, a spark lights up his visors, and he utters with great strain, "Executing function or reserve capacities engaged in executing primary function." So he's grasping to his last reserves to keep the function up. Find clues that would explain why the lift is blocked. These barbarians are pillaging this ship's supplies. I'm registering a Category 9 heresy.
Always have a backup plan.
Isn't like 10 the most? Oh boy.
I cannot be leashed.
Can we talk to the tech shaman? Aha. The Aeldari tech shaman looks up at you with dim eyes. He smells strongly of exhaust fumes. Have you come to the great Pref, ghosts? Pref will not speak your lesser tongue, but I can help. I can interpret. Who is Pref? Our deck's great patron spirit who protects it and watches over everything that happens on it. Pref used to be a kind father to us until wicked people tricked him. That was when he disowned the mortals who lived here. He wiped the names of everyone who used to be here under his patronage from his memory and no longer recognizes their faces. Since then, Pref has been harsh and a cruel-hearted master who is deaf to our prayers. Is that maybe just like security on board of this ship? Logic succeeded. Pref. Hypothesis. The barbarian is using this debased designation to refer to a prefect enumerator, an especially sacred cogitator served by all of the deck's junior machine spirits. I'm registering a Category 6 heresy. The tribesman claims to communicate with it. Only enlightened adepts of the Omnissiah are permitted to interact directly with a prefect enumerator. Hypothesis. The part of the legend that speaks of disowning the mortals and forgetting their faces describes the removal of access rights from authorized units. For reasons unknown, the prefect enumerator was ordered to cease accepting commands from outsiders. Weird. Could also just be like an alarm feature? We have come to plead for Pref's benevolence. Every word you say is accompanied by a series of quick drum taps and a complex, choppy rhythm. Crackling comes in response from a vox hidden somewhere inside the wall. The tech shaman tilts his head and says, "The great Pref would like to know who's speaking to him." The prefect enumerator is running an identification procedure. Given existing data on the machine's spirit refusal to follow orders within the chain of command, I predict that standard identifiers will be assigned a low priority. Can we hack the system or something? I don't think it will work to just pretend we're the messiah of discontinuing, right? Then again, why not? Let's try that. Tell him you're the messiah of discontinuing. This unit is Magos Pasqal Yenuman. Wow. He hesitates a little, then adds, "Some identify him as the messiah of discontinuing, although that statement is false." Thank you. Great. Pasqal. Never does what we want. The tech shaman translates Pascal's voice to quick taps on his drum, its dangling circuit boards jiggling dramatically. He hears the aromatic exhaust of his roaring sensor, listens carefully, and says in a strained voice, "Press ask why you should treat your words with respect and not scorn them." Pascal's voice becomes dry and bristly. The machine spirit is requesting to know the unit's access privileges. It refuses to submit to a stranger's will without a compelling reason. Machine spirits can be capricious and undisciplined. After years without sanctified maintenance, this one may have forgotten all about obedience. Normally, in cases like these, a tech priest would bring the wayward spirit to its senses with a shock from an electric prod, oh boy, or a blow from a wrench, accompanied by the litany of uninterruptible obedience. Should we just do that? I think a show of force is in order to show the machine spirit its place. Come on, Pasqal. The statement is true. Pasqal extends a hand toward the machine, which is enveloped in showers of sparks. Is that basically like the did you start turning it off and on again? Or just hit the printer and hope it works equivalent? The crack in the tech priest armored respirator shines a bright green. There's steel in his voice. My power is my authorization. Acknowledge it, or you will regret it, wayward spirit. Ulfar clutches his charm with one hand and his battle-ready weapon with the other. You hear him whisper tensely, "Ah, Spirit Wolf, shield my soul from the terrors of the warp and the ire of angered spirits." Different kind of spirit, I think, Ulfar. The tech shaman shouts out in fear and shakes his drum frantically. Pref acknowledges your power, Ghost. He does. He asks why you seek his friendship. Intimidation for the win. Ever tried intimidating a computer? It works. A faint rattle comes from Pasqal's vox as he touches the crack in his armor, which is no longer glowing. He looks as though he has a sudden toothache. Then he says with effort, Hypothesis. The perfect enumerator's request is to be interpreted as, what is the purpose of your visit? So much text. I mean, it's very curious, this whole area, but it feels like you could do with half the text for a little bit better pacing. Tell us you're on a mission from Amanat, but the spirit knows who he is. I am following the orders of my mentor, Archmagus Amanat, and correcting a mistake made decades ago. The tech shaman throws up his hand and interprets the volley of crackles emitted by the machine. The Great Pref does not honor your reason for seeking his friendship. He wants you to leave. Oh, seriously? Pasqal's vox hisses angrily, and she shakes his head. The perfect enumerator's reaction is anomalous. Such disregard for regalia can only be explained by a protocol signifying an extreme degree of danger to the vessel. Great, did we just lock out ourselves?
Or get left in the dust.
So much work, and nothing works. What to do now?
Speak,
Can we talk to the machine again? Guess not. Okay, we can just do the whole thing again. So we'll just take another decision. Let's do our showing of force again. You know the answer yourself, Pasqal. I've come to discontinue the cycle. Haha, that works. The tech shaman listens to the crackling that comes in response and opens his mouth to say something, only for Pasqal to interrupt him in a tone of authority. The perfect enumerator stated that he knows my name and is familiar with my power. He respects my mission and grants me a place with the crew's chain of command. Your work here is done, Veneric Interpreter. Pasqal looks at you and adds with slight surprise, kinda weird that we can just redo this whole scene, but hey. I remember this language now, or more precisely, this unit used to know it, and now it remembers having known it. The tech priest turns toward the wall with the sacred mechanisms concealed inside it, and says, doubtfully, I'm registering an anomaly. The data exchange deviated from the standard registration procedure. Everything here seems to be anomalous. The prefect enumerator was commanded to limit the number of people who have clearance to issue orders, including even high-ranking tech priests from other ships. It was tasked with defending the observatorium as if it were under siege. Our mutual introduction rather resembled an exchange of secret passwords. But so, can we now go inside here? No. Wait, that didn't help?
I always keep
I mean,
my
we do have
options
clearance,
open.
don't we? But we can't use it. Okay, I guess we have to look around more first. Anything here?
Keep your wits about you.
I mean... No, I have no idea. I mean nothing. Guess that's the discontinue the cycle symbol. This marking does not follow fleet protocol. This constitutes as category 10 heresy. Pasqal, I think this is just discontinuing the cycle, no circle. The barbaric inscriptions of blasphemy profaning the flesh of the sacred machine echo the words of the requiem of reverent shutdown.
Let us not dawdle.
This place is not even that big. Why can't I find what we're looking for? I mean, we already know that here the spirit just died. I don't even know where the lift is supposed to be.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
I feel very confused. It is such a small area. How can I be confused? Let's quick save. I don't think that helps with confusion, but I don't know. Here. Maybe here? That also looks like a panel. Oh no, we already interacted with that one. And here we can just go outside.
Is
We
there
don't want
money to
that.
be made?
I interacted with everything. What do you want from me, game? Let's have a look. Find clues that could explain why the lift is blocked. Let's just have a look at the other options with the tech shaman. The aging barbarian skin is covered in tattoos of mechanisms, as if the ink drawings of cogs could pass for actual augmatics. Wires and scrapes of flex tubing are braided into his hair, as well as shards from a broken data state screen. Cogitator circuit boards hang on threads from his large ceremonial drum. Yeah, sounds really like a tribe which found like lots of electrical stuff. I'm registering category 6, 7 and 8 heresies in this tribe's investments. Only enlightened tech priests are authorized to dismantle and interact with the bodies of sacred machines. And painting the skin in crude imitation of true flesh is a profane mockery. It is how I venerate to the iron spirit who have done their duty and pass into nothingness, ghost. I do this in the hope that I might gain some of their wisdom. And this statement is false. I'm not registering any veneration. So, how do you talk to Pref? The Techmin Shaman... I mean, we know that. We know it's from this tube. Ah, this didn't unlock anything. Do you know him? Do you know him? Alistair, do you know what I have to look at?
I always have a backup plan.
How do I continue? Can I interact here again? No. They still don't react to me. Can I talk to you? No.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
I mean, here I have some goods I can take. That doesn't help. I really think I clicked at everything. I don't even know where the lift is supposed to be. I did that, Alistair, but thank you. I got the answer, and I got the spirit to work with me, but then nothing happened. I would have guessed that then I could open the door, but nothing happened then.
Let us not dawdle.
I'm not sure if it's a bug. I mean, gotta say, it wouldn't surprise me. The quest still says I have to find out more about what's blocking the elevator. I clicked on everything. This be the elevator?
Keep your wits about you.
Strange. Very, very strange. Can we talk to the chief again? Maybe that helps? Not really. We did all those things. No. Nothing changes. Try using the elevator
Is there
again.
money to be made?
Is this here the elevator? Ah, this is the elevator. I can't just say, do you know him regarding the cogitator? And that kind of seems like a bug, doesn't it? I'm confused.